We crave order. We seek security. It's in our nature. But this desire for stability can be exploited. Those who crave power offer us solutions. They promise to solve our problems and create a better world. But there's a catch. We must surrender our freedom. These promises are often packaged in seductive ideologies. They sound appealing on the surface, using words like equality, justice, and progress. Don't be fooled. These are tools of manipulation, designed to lull us into accepting control. The truth is, no one has the right to rule over another. Every human being has intrinsic value and deserves to live their life according to their own choices, free from coercion. Imposed rule, regardless of its guise, is inherently immoral. It denies individuals agency and replaces it with the will of the powerful. Socialism whispers sweet promises of equality and shared prosperity. It paints a picture of a world without poverty, where everyone has their needs met. But this utopian vision is a dangerous fantasy. Socialism ignores basic human nature. When you remove the incentive to work hard and innovate, productivity plummets. Why strive for excellence when your efforts are redistributed to those who didn't earn it? This leads to widespread shortages, economic stagnation, and ultimately, more poverty, not less. History is littered with examples of socialist experiments gone wrong. From the Soviet Union to Venezuela, the pattern is clear. Government control of the economy leads to misery and oppression. Don't fall for socialism's siren song. It's a recipe for disaster. Democracy is often touted as the best form of government. But even democracy, despite its veneer of fairness, can be a tool of oppression. The tyranny of the majority is a very real threat. When 51% of the population can vote to take away the rights of the other 49%, individual liberty is in peril. Democracy, without strong protections for individual rights, can quickly devolve into mob rule. We must remember, just because something is popular doesn't make it right. Ethical principles should never be subject to a vote. True freedom requires protecting the rights of all individuals, not just the majority. Communism takes the failures of socialism to their logical extreme. It's an ideology rooted in envy and resentment, seeking to eliminate social classes through violent revolution. But the pursuit of this so-called classless society has always resulted in unimaginable suffering. From the killing fields of Cambodia to the gulags of the Soviet Union, communist regimes have murdered over 100 million people in the 20th century alone. These aren't isolated incidents. They're the inevitable outcome of an ideology that seeks to control every aspect of human life. Communism is not about equality or liberation. It's about power and control. It's about crushing dissent and forcing conformity. It's an ideology that has no place in a civilized world. Section 5. Marxism's false promise. Class struggle, leading to universal misery. Marxism, the foundation of communism, is a poisonous ideology that pits people against each other. It claims that all of history is a struggle between the oppressors and the oppressed, the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. This simplistic view of the world ignores the complexities of human interaction and cooperation. By promoting resentment and envy, Marxism creates division and strife. It encourages people to see each other as enemies rather than fellow human beings. The truth is, capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than any other system in history. It's through voluntary exchange, innovation, and entrepreneurship that we create wealth and opportunity for everyone. Marxism, with its focus on class warfare and government control, only leads to stagnation and misery. Section 6. The moral bankruptcy of government. Force is never the answer. All forms of government, no matter how well-intentioned, rest on a foundation of coercion. They claim the right to dictate what we can do, what we can own, and even what we can think. This inherent violence is morally reprehensible. No one, no matter how powerful or well-educated, has the right to control another person's life. We are all capable of governing ourselves. We don't need rulers to tell us what to do. True morality lies in respecting the autonomy and individual rights of every human being. Section 7. The practical failures of government. Inefficiency and corruption reign supreme. Government programs are always wasteful and ineffective. Inefficiency and corruption reign supreme in such systems. This leads to a lack of accountability and poor resource management. They're driven by political considerations, not by the needs of the people they claim to serve. Politicians and bureaucrats are just as susceptible to greed and self-interest as anyone else. In fact, the concentration of power in the hands of the few creates a breeding ground for corruption. We've all seen the headlines: government officials abusing their power for personal gain, wasting taxpayer money on frivolous projects, and enacting policies that benefit special interests at the expense of the common good. This isn't a bug in the system, it's a feature. Section 8. A world without rulers. Embracing anarchy and individual sovereignty. The idea of a world without government might seem radical, even scary. But what if we embraced a system based on voluntary cooperation, individual responsibility, and free markets? What if, instead of looking to rulers to solve our problems, we looked to ourselves? Anarchy doesn't mean chaos, it means self-governance. It means recognizing that each individual is the ultimate authority in their own life. In a truly free society, individuals would be free to associate with whomever they choose, to engage in voluntary transactions, and to resolve disputes peacefully through mediation and arbitration. We would be free to live our lives according to our own values, without interference from those who claim to know better. Section 9. Unleashing capitalism's power. Prosperity through voluntary exchange. Capitalism remains the most powerful engine for prosperity ever devised. It's based on a simple but profound idea: voluntary exchange. When people are free to trade goods and services, both parties benefit. Capitalism encourages innovation, competition, and risk-taking. It rewards hard work, creativity, and ingenuity. It's through the free market, not government intervention, that we create wealth, opportunity, and a higher standard of living for everyone. Capitalism promotes individual freedom and personal responsibility. It operates within a framework of justice, fairness, and compassion. The answer is not to abandon capitalism, but to refine it, allowing it to flourish within a system that respects individual rights and fosters mutual respect. Section 10. The path forward. Embracing freedom, rejecting coercion. The time has come to reject the failed ideologies of the past. Socialism, democracy, communism, Marxism, they all lead down the same road to serfdom. They promise freedom, but deliver only tyranny. The path forward is clear. We must embrace individual liberty, personal responsibility, and free markets. We must reject the seductive lies of those who seek to control us. We must trust in ourselves, in our ability to create a better world through voluntary cooperation and mutual respect. Let us build a future where every individual is free to pursue their own dreams, to live their lives according to their own values, and to reach their full potential. The future of humanity depends on it.